You know, it's funny. A lot of states have laws, stipulations, amendments, guidelines, statutes that when it comes down to everything, there's certain places and certain ways and certain things that you can't use to protect yourself. So let me ask you this. In your area, can you use any type of item to actually protect yourself other than a stick or a piece of wood? Because actually at this point right now we can't even use a baseball bat to protect ourselves, and that's pretty much a piece of a tree, unless it's aluminum, but that's a different story. So can you use something like a taser or a stun gun? Can you use mace? How about a baton? Is that even possible in your area, or is that something that's unheard of because everybody's always worried more so about the guns that they could have? So what are your non-lethal ways of protecting yourself? Because a lot of areas, all you have is non-lethal. Unfortunately, now we live in a society and a country where different states have different laws, which in some ways that is a good thing. But at the same time, if you can't have a gun, you can't have a stick, you can't have mace, then what can you have? So I'm going to go over a couple items here, and you let me know how you guys are able to protect yourselves, your wives, your family, your husbands, your kids, and you tell me how you went about doing things, and maybe we could do a few video responses on these if it's possible, if you guys are up to it. But I'd like to know. So how do you protect yourself? How do you get ready? And what are you going to do if you need to be? So, what happens to be your go-to form of protection? You know, we live in a lot of states where it's not beneficial for you to try to protect yourself. At least that's what it's starting to seem in the media. Any gun owner is an enemy. Pretty soon I wouldn't be surprised if they become enemies of the state because they happen to have a gun that they legally obtained by the proper channels. And it's unfortunate that our country has come down to this. Pretty soon there's going to be many individuals that decide to protect themselves and their family at any cost. And I can't blame them, because I'll protect myself at any cost as well. But as far as it goes as of right now, how do you protect yourself other than rifle, shotgun? Do you think that something like this is a feasible tool for you to have? Or maybe a lot of women might recognize this. It's a regular flashlight. That would shock the shit out of you. So, what do you feel, or what are your options as far as protecting yourself? Some weapons are best to be able to be hidden in plain sight, like a flashlight, maybe without the case, maybe something like this in a contractor's pocket is something that wouldn't be a noticeable item, you know. Unfortunately, my flashlight is not working on this one, but it'll still do its job otherwise. So I have to get another one, but because a dual-purpose item is a dual-purpose item. So what about something like this? Nothing too extravagant. nothing other than using it as a small stick. But until you extend it out, it could be a hell of a weapon. And you could hurt somebody with it. This across your head could hurt someone. Do you happen to have a baton? Small devices like this can actually save your life, or at least get you away from any type of danger. Police carry them. Many other agencies carry them as well. Unfortunately, they're not the first thing that's ever used. Usually people always go for their sidearm. And then you also have things like this. Crazy looking machete, sword type things. Some people might resemble them, as think that they are sci-fi-esque weapons. And you could always have things like that. But what do you do as far as your forms of protection? You may not be able to get, like in the city, New York City, I can't begin to tell you how long it takes to get a gun license. A buddy of mine, he works for Brinks. It took him 2.5 years just to get his step up as an armed guard. Police, that's different, because police. You need to do what needs to be done. So rules are unfortunately written differently when it comes to someone in that field. Not talking bad about the police, I'm just, some things work out differently for them. And as far as a regular citizen, some things you can't have. And that's the same in different states or larger metro areas. So, as I said, what are your ways that you use on a daily basis to protect yourself and your loved ones and your family or your husband or girlfriend? Because just like with this recent shooting, I believe it was in Oregon, the possibility of someone having a gun to protect themselves could have raised the possibility of one less person dying. But everything is so gun-safe zones. The only thing a gun-safe zone does is make it safer for those evil people with the guns to hurt more people because they don't have guns to protect themselves. So, send me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you protect you and yours. And it's unfortunate this keeps happening across the U.S. And I just foresee bad times coming with the possibility of getting a gun permit being zero because of it. But the criminals will still have them. That's okay. You could get it illegally, but legally, not so much. It's sad. All right, guys. Stay safe.